Welcome back, guys. First off, right, how good does this look? Right, I've been hard at work putting trees down last night, and it took me, I think, about 3 hours. So I started making a time lapse of it, and I was like, no, this is, it got to like an hour and I was like, no, this is just way too long. But this is what I've done basically. All this tree work now. This took a hell of a lot of time. It just seemed to take forever, like forever and ever. In fact, I've not gone in as detailed as I usually would do. I might go in at a later stage and do it, but all these kind of areas, usually I'd put this sort of stuff in. So, I mean, all this, I did absolutely everything that I could. But I think it pays off. It works really well. It looks really nice. These trees, I think, are absolutely awesome. I think they're great. I did a little bit more rock work, a little bit more terrain smoothing as well. I didn't decide to plant inside here because I thought, you know, it's going to be pretty dead because there's no sunlight in this bit. So and I like the look of this. Like I said in the last one, this reminds me of Star Wars, you know, the pod racing scenes in episode 1. You know, I got a secret confession, you know, I didn't really mind, I haven't watched them for years and years, but I didn't really mind episodes 1, 2 and 3 of Star Wars. When the age I was when it came out, I loved Star Wars, and I just couldn't believe there was another like set of films coming out. And I got them on DVD box set one year for Christmas, and it's like I watched them so many times. But yeah, watching back a few scenes now and then, yeah, I don't really I mean, it was Natalie Portman, you know. Oh, Natalie Portman. It was just, let's not get into it. So yeah, we've done all that pretty much, and today I want to focus on getting the shoreline done, so working out the actual shape of the island, because I've just realised we've not really left a lot of space to build on, because I'm thinking of, you know, reducing the size of this shoreline down quite a lot. So I'm either thinking that, you know, this is a space to build up and then build out over this sort of stuff, and then maybe but then again you could go into the cave and build. You could probably build through the cave and out, and then like a little boathouse or something, which actually leads me on to the next part. Is once I finish this island, I'm going to put some of my other custom islands into a world seed, and then do a let's play, so a playthrough of it, because I don't think it's long now until Stranded Deep's actually released, which I'm happy about and sad about, because I was hoping that it was going to be more. Honestly, I was hoping that this game would go to like the extent of the forest, with the amount of stuff you can craft and the amount of animals and that sort of stuff. And you know, I've not even seen any hint of any kind of storyline at the moment from this game. Like there's nothing. Like you crash on a plane at the beginning, and there's still no, you know, end game. I can't believe they're just going to leave it as do these missions, find the gyrocopter parts, and then that's it, you fly to safety. Surely it's not just going to be that. I hope not anyway. But yes, today we are going to do the shoreline, so let's get started on that straight away. I'm going to start by finding an area that I'm definitely sure that I want to reduce. So I think that's going to be this corner right here, and then just bring it down. In fact, yeah, I'm just going to lower it. Bring the amount right down, bring the size up a little bit to about there, yeah. And then just go over it. It's kind of like painting, you know. Just get it down. And then I'm going to go a little once I've evened that out a little bit, that colour, there we go, then I'm just going to up the amount a little bit more and do that. Now you see you lose all that kind of the corally sort of thing that we put in, but that should be pretty smooth. Let's just take a look. Oops. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. And I think I'm going to do that anyway. I'm just going to, like, you know, smooth everything over, because we'll find we're also going to do the Shipwreck today as well. So so now it's, you know, you're taking the square away. Let's also lower this a little bit here too. Mine back down, because I do want quite a big beach. I like these transitions, very shallow transitions. There's a place that I go to on holiday in Ibiza called Caleyonga, and it has, like, it's a bay, and it's so shallow for such a long way out. Like, you can be stood, you know, to the size that someone's like a dot on the beach, and you're just up to your knees, and it's like, this is so nice. So now I don't really know what it looks like, but I know that it's fading away, so that's a good thing. So then when I come back into it, I can look into it with the ocean display off, and then shore things up a little bit more. So that wasn't quite what I intended to do there, but it seemed to work. Just going to lower that. Okay. Say something like that. And raise them up, take it down. And take it down. I know this is quite boring to watch, but I didn't want to do it in time lapse, because this is, like, it could be helpful to people looking for techniques and things. I know the reason I decided to do this video was because I look for other videos detailing how somebody makes like a whole map, and there's not really a lot. It's all time lapses, and I'm guilty of doing a few myself, but like I said, it's so labour intensive and so time consuming, and not the most entertaining thing to watch. But, you know, if you're someone that's looking for that sort of thing, then you're going to find it as a bit of a godsend. So still looking quite square shaped, but that should hopefully, once we've gone over it a couple of times, that should hopefully get a bit better. And I'm just looking for that gradient, that blend, that smooth blend between the colours. You know, you're never ever going to see it from up here. Well, I mean, unless you're in the gyrocopter. But it just, to me, maybe it's an OCD thing. I just think it's more natural, rather than just having sand drop straight off at an angle that's just wouldn't happen. You know, land always rises up slowly, unless it's like a volcano island. Which, do you want me to do a volcano island? I haven't tried it. That's actually another thing that I was going to say. I wish we could put particles in, little smoke or mist particles, to make the islands more customised. That would, you know, imagine if you could, you know, make a big mountain, big volcano, and then have smoke coming out of it too. That would be really cool, you know. Add some, perhaps some islands are going to be quite dangerous to go through. I mean, there's so many things you could do with this. So many different ideas. I also had an idea for the for another end scenario, which would be a little bit more realistic, I think, which was to say you have radio parts in certain shipwrecks, which have a certain spawn rate, and then say you have like little AA batteries that you can find around the place, and then you can scavenge the parts of the radio, put it together, make a transmitter possibly, and then signal for help, and then maybe like the chance of, the chance of you actually getting into a frequency where somebody will come and help you, or possibly maybe somebody will come to harm you or take you hostage or something like that. Take you to another island and you might have to escape them or something. That would be a cool idea, I think. But yeah, I just hope this game doesn't like finish. And I think it's going to, I think it's going to finish, and I hope it really opens up to modders, because this game is such a brilliant starting platform for a much better game. It really is. The guys have done so well on making this game. Like, really hats off to Beam Team Games, because they have done an absolutely awesome job at getting this to where it is. They're not a massive development team, they're only a couple of people. So, and I've had so many hours of fun in this game. I've put hours and hours and hours into this game. Hundreds it must be. I haven't checked my my playtime, but it must be, because making islands like this, I've made at least 30, and I always put the same amount of detail into each one, and spend the same amount of time. You can see this is going down such a little amount. But it's good to get that transition in. So it's still quite square shaped, so we're going to have to do something quite a little bit more drastic. So I'm thinking over here we're going to dip right down. I'll dip right down into here. There we go. Something like that. Still smooth the edges around. Just follow that line a little bit. There we go. And bring the edge down. Tell you what I'm going to do actually on this side. Might do it all the way around actually. Is take this. Select a height we want. Let's say there somewhere. Select this tool. Let's turn the amount up as well. I'm just going to do that to randomise it a little bit more. It gives it that nice sort of natural eroded corally kind of look. Just around the very edge. And again, I'm trying to go quite quickly. Usually I would spend a little bit more time doing this. So how's the shape looking now? I'm going to lower that bit there. Still quite, it's less square, which is good. It's not square anymore, is it? Okay. Bit more of this around here. Might actually just do that, yeah. Why not? Okay. Well, I think I quite like that. It gives you a lot of beach space. Gives you that nice gradient. Smooth transitions. I'm just going to go around the shoreline and can just smooth. I'm going to put that on there like that. Quite high. Go around the shoreline and just completely smooth that down. So now we should have quite a lot of space under the water to make a nice shipwreck space. I might just lower this too. Okay. Well, I'm quite pleased with that. I'm not as pleased with this little area. Although, I think if I just blend it a little bit, there we go. Looks a little bit better. Might actually put another rock up here. Right, I think, apart from the detailing, which is going to be in the next episode, we're ready now to go and put in a shipwreck. So, where are we going to put that? Let's have a look here. Got quite a lot of space down this side, I think. There. Okay, it's quite deep over here actually already. No, I'm going to go over this side. I'm going to go like right here. Just find out where we can drop it in, because I'm not sure of the space. We're going to go for the biggest one we've got as well. Just that one, I think. Is that the biggest one? That's a small one. That's a small one. Yeah, that's the biggest one we got. So say that. Let's go quite far out really. That's the edge, so there. Not going to leave it there. Just going to pull this out the way for a second and do some terraforming. And I'm literally just going to lower this area. I'm just going to find out how deep that is, because I don't want it to be too deep. I think that's probably about right. So actually I'm just going to say this area, this seems okay. And I'll make a little ledge for it to sit on, and then put a little dip in it for it to sit in. And I want to have it more pointing down. Something like that. So take this, bring it over, rotate it. About there. Oh no, that's gonna, yeah, it needs to be a lot deeper, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't want it poking out of the water. Can I move it back into this ditch? Oh, there's one already made, that's nice. I'm gonna have to move it back a bit there. Because that's still underwater, I think. Or is it over water? Oh, it's right. Yeah, no, it's too high for my liking. Let's take that and take you away for a moment. Might as well just make this ditch deeper. And a bit bigger. Let's just stack the bottom there, make it a bit easier, and we'll smooth it out afterwards. That's better. Okay, smooth a lot more. Smooth a lot more. There we go. Okay, so then I like to put some rock work in, if we have some left, because I've used so many. This one. Okay, how big this is. That's a lot to do. I might put some of this in time lapse, but I'll just show you the first one or two. So I'm actually going to put it right next to the boat, like that, and then I'll raise the terrain up to that. Actually, let's do this and smooth. How's that look? Whoops. It's okay, isn't it? Yep. Right. So put that one in, and then put another one in. Let's rotate it the other way this time though. Popping down. Let's rotate it a bit more so it follows the boat. There we go. I'm just going to have it like I'll do. I know I haven't used too many of these, so put one of those in too. So rotate it that way. There we go. So it's now kind of like the boats hit these rocks under the water, and that looks to be about, you know, that's how we look. You know, if it was on the sea, it might hit those rocks in a storm. So put it back down there, do a little bit more rock work around it. I'll put that in time lapse and I'll see you after that. Okay, so that wasn't too much work really, that didn't take a lot of time. I am only going to put one shipwreck site in, just because the next episode is probably going to take a lot of time. It's the details, putting all the details, all the animals, all the palm leaves, scrap, rocks, sticks, and probably some other things that I can't remember too. So I hope this has given you some good ideas for making like different maps and sorts of things like that. If it has, let me know in the comments. Really thank you for watching. I hope this has helped, and I'll see you in the next one.